Now traditionally garlic is always planted on the shortest day of the year, so June the 21st, and it's harvested 6 months later on December the 21st. But we don't have to stick to this anymore. In the warmer parts of the country, you can plant garlic anytime from May right the way through till August. And in colder parts of the country, you might want to get your crop in late autumn, because if the ground's too hard in the middle of winter, you won't be able to get your garlic in possibly till even early spring. Now garlic planting is really easy. This bed's been prepared, it's been composted, it's all ready to go. All you need is a hand and a thumb. So the rule of thumb with garlic is that you plant your cloves about a hand's length apart and roughly a thumb's length deep. You don't want to get your thumb dirty, you can get a stick and you can mark it off like this. The other rule is that you plant a bulb of garlic its own height deep in the ground. In any event, as long as it's not too deep, it's going to grow. So this is what's called a soft neck variety. It's got good flavour and you can plait the fists when they ripen. Most of these cloves are big enough for planting, so I'm just going to pour them out. And we will position and plant these. But I've also got a bit of a treat in here. If you think those are good looking garlic cloves, check these guys out. This is what's called elephant garlic. Now it's actually related to a leek, and these are going to produce some absolutely massive fists of garlic. Still has a reasonably good flavour, so I'm going to plant some of that at the back just for fun and games and boasting. So that will go over here. Now, because this bed's been really nicely dug, I don't want to compact it. Garlic likes good draining soil, so I've got a board here. When I stand on this, it's going to spread my load. Okay, there we go. I'm excited about this. Pointy end up, bottom end down, roots come out of there, shoots come out of there. And then I just spin my board, probably to there, and we'll place some of this stuff. Now, I'm thinking a hand's length between each clove on all sides. So here we go. Thing is, if you put plants too close to each other, because you get really, really excited about how much you're going to grow, in the end, you don't get as much back for your effort, because if they're too close, they compete for nutrients and for water, and you just get less productive plants. So it is well worth thinking about your planting distance and kind of sticking to it. So remember, pointy end up, fat end down. That's where the roots come out and that's where the shoots come out. Now, if you've planted your garlic in late autumn in a colder area, it probably won't move much until the soil starts to warm on the other side of winter. But if it's reasonably warm when you're planting it, then you can expect to see shoots within a couple of weeks. Now, when you've enriched your soil properly, you can pretty much leave your garlic to itself. Although, if you're really keen on a bumper crop, you can dress the soil around your garlic with some blood and bone meal every month. If you're a vegetarian and blood and bone meal's not your bag, then you could use worm compost or possibly some sheep pellets. But you might need to use that a little bit more often. You could also feed your garlic as well. Once it's got foliage and it's starting to shoot, you could feed it with liquid worm juice. If it's a hard neck variety, it may well put up a flower spike. You don't really have to worry about these flower spikes. They look a bit like a little green elf's hat, and you just break them off, put them in your salad, put them in a soup. But if you leave them, then they might take some of the energy out of your garlic bulb that's developing below ground. So your garlic is ready when the long shoots start to go yellowy brown and start to wither and fall back down towards the soil. All you then need to do is carefully dig up your hopefully bountiful harvest with a fork, and if you're thinking about saving seed, be really delicate with those bunches of garlic and put them in a dry, cool spot where they can dry out. Don't leave them lying on the bed. If they get rained on, then that can cause the fruit to split and the skins to start to flake off. So take your harvested garlic, hang it up in a garden shed or a garage, and let it dry out before you then plat it, if that's what you want to do to store it, or you just take it straight into the kitchen. So that bed is now ready to go. If you don't have much space, garlic grows really well in containers. If you want to find out more about growing garlic in containers, things like buckets, half barrels, or pots, check out garlic under the plant guide section of our website.